Episode 8. The restaurant was quiet in the way expensive places often are. Soft lighting, low voices, intentional space between tables, nothing accidental. Isabella paused briefly at the entrance, her hand resting lightly against the doorframe. Not out of hesitation, out of awareness. This wasn't like before. This wasn't hidden. Her eyes found Adrian almost immediately. He stood the moment she approached. Not out of habit, out of intention. You came, he said. You asked. Her tone was calm, but softer than it used to be, less guarded. Not open, but no longer closed. Adrian pulled out her chair. She noticed. Not because it was unusual, but because now everything meant something. I wasn't sure you would say yes, he admitted as they sat. I wasn't sure either. A quiet pause settled between them. Not awkward, just careful. I'm glad you did, he added softly. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The silence didn't need filling. It held space for everything that had happened, and everything that still hadn't been said. You look different, Adrian said finally. She raised a brow slightly. Better or worse? Clearer. That word landed gently, but deeply, because that was exactly how she felt. I left something that didn't respect me, Isabella said quietly. Adrian's jaw tightened slightly. I know. No explanation. And no defense. And somehow, that mattered more than anything else he could have said. The waiter came and went. Orders were placed. The structure of the evening settled around them, but the real conversation hadn't started yet. You hurt me, Isabella said finally. No accusation. No raised voice. Just truth. I know. I needed you to choose me when it mattered. I should have. Her gaze didn't shift. And now, he didn't hesitate. I'm choosing you now. Silence. But this time, it didn't feel uncertain. It felt different, like something that had already been decided. Even if it hadn't fully taken shape yet. She leaned back slightly, studying him. Not the CEO, not the man behind glass walls, just him. You say that like it's simple. It's not, Adrian admitted. Then why does it sound like it is? Because I already made the decision. That made her pause. When? He held her gaze steadily. When you walked away, that shifted something, subtly, but completely. Dinner unfolded slowly after that. Not forced, not filled with unnecessary conversation. They talked about small things. Work, routine, the spaces they occupied when they weren't around each other. But somehow, everything circled back to them. What had broken. What was rebuilding. At one point, Isabella laughed softly, unexpectedly, and Adrian noticed immediately. Not the sound, the ease behind it. He hadn't seen that before. Not fully. You're different tonight, he said. So are you. How? You're not trying to control everything. A faint shift crossed his expression. I'm trying not to. Why? Because it didn't work last time. That honesty lingered between them. Uncovered. Unprotected. And that was what made it real. When dinner ended, neither of them rushed to leave. So they walked, side by side, close, but not touching. The city moved around them. Cars passing. Conversations drifting. Life continuing as if nothing had changed. But something had. You're being careful, Isabella said quietly. I'm being intentional. That word again. Intentional. It carried weight now. They stopped just outside her building, the soft glow of streetlights settling around them. You're still here, she said softly. I told you I would be. And this time, she believed him, not because of what he said, but because of how he had shown up. He stepped closer slowly, giving her enough time to step back. She didn't. When his hand lifted to her face, it wasn't possessive. It was steady, grounded, and when he kissed her, it wasn't built on tension. It wasn't uncertain. It was something else, entirely. Something earned. Her fingers curled lightly against his shirt, not pulling him closer, but not letting him go either. The balance between them had shifted, and neither of them resisted it. A light drizzle began to fall, soft, barely noticeable. She pulled back slightly. It's starting to rain. Adrian glanced upward briefly, then back at her. I don't mind. A faint smile touched her lips. Neither do I for a moment. They stayed there, not speaking, just existing inside something that finally felt steady. You should go inside, Adrian said eventually. Why? Because I'd rather build this properly than rush it again. That caught her off guard in a way she hadn't expected. Slowly, she nodded. Okay. She stepped back, just enough to create space, but not distance. Good night, Adrian. Good night, Isabella. She turned and walked toward the entrance, then paused, looked back. He was still there, watching, not leaving, not disappearing. And for the first time since everything fell apart, Isabella believed this might actually last.